The funny thing is that that was my cleanest prelim routine ever. It's 2:22 a.m. I wish I could say I'm like hyper disciplined. The truth of the matter is I've been going to bed at like 7 p.m. and then today my body's like, you don't need to sleep anymore. Man, I'm looking pudgy. Right now, there is officially 1 day until I have to complete this iron distance triathlon. How am I feeling? Nervous. Today's vlog is going to be dedicated to mind games. The mind is about 80% of it. Statement, I don't think it's accurate. I would say the mind plays an incredibly important role, but that is not to discount the body. You should all be trained if you're doing an Ironman. Don't be like me. Train up, take it seriously, resume the vlog. This swim isn't for training, this is more of a dress rehearsal. Hopefully I still fit into this thing. Help! Ow! I love wearing this thing, it makes me feel like a superhero. Tornado boy. Stuck. The other one.
You need to help yourself here.
Ah! It's sucking the gut in.
The strokes are not going to come out.
What do you mean the strokes aren't going to come out? I know it might not seem like it in the vlog, but it took an inordinate amount of effort to get out of the house this morning. It shouldn't be forgotten that we're about to swim in crocodile-infested waters. Don't seem to be a whole lot of people in the water.
Why don't there be people in the water?
Harder than I thought it would be.
You. I only swam about 570 meters, which is 1/8 of the way there.
We're in some serious doo-doo for tomorrow.
We're done with the swim. Time to head back for the rest of the prep. This was supposed to psych us up, but to be honest, it's kind of psyched us out. So this man swam 400 meters today.
500, 493.
493 meters today. Time to get out of this wetsuit. Headed into town.
Feeling a little bit deflated this morning. We are quite unprepared for it. From a fitness point of view, from a mental point of view,
spiritual. From
every angle you can think of, we are unprepared.
We made it.
Callous the mind and keep going. Callous the mind and keep going. You should learn my technique. It's called TIS, Total Immersion Swimming.
Because for an early morning swim doesn't shut up.
The irony is, in the morning when I went out to swim, in the first 10 minutes I felt like drowning, and I thought, I'm not going to make this. Yeah. All of a sudden, I persevered, which is the key to it all. You persevere, and then suddenly I'm swimming 400 or 500 meters, like it was a swimming pool.
So for putting the run bag, we just need to go in.
Run bag in the chute, yeah.
Right, okay. All right, we're walking down where all the race bags are. These are where all the run bags are. And according to memory, Brandon. Hopefully I did that right. All right, that's the run exit. All right, we're done.
Yeah, go and pick up your bike now.
My dad's wearing the AirPods. Can't hear what I'm saying. My mom's wearing the AirPods. She can't hear what I'm saying. Not a whole lot of conversation here. I mean, yeah. Well,
it has to be resurrected. It is fully operational. One. We'll get the tool out just in case it comes out.
Alright, do you guys reckon I'm gonna hit next stall before this Uber gets here?
Buy have full service.
transition to. Alright, we got there. Now, where the heck do I put this bike?
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Alright, bike's racked. That's pretty much it. One thing that's concerning me a little bit is this wind. It's hard to ride your bike when it's really windy. Also, it doesn't look like much, but the wind is creating waves. It's very disconcerting. The mental aspect in anything is hugely, hugely important. But I think it's especially important with yo-yoing because it is never discussed. I've never spoken about this. I remember in 2018, I went to China. This was purely a university trip. And at the last second, a yo-yo buddy of mine invited me to attend a yo-yo contest, and I hadn't practiced at all. And I say this with no false humility. I don't mean that like I had a freestyle in my back pocket somewhere and I just unveiled it that way. I didn't practice at all. I created a prelim routine with tricks I couldn't land, and I was expecting to crash and burn. I remember making some of the combos the night before and trying to remember the sequence as I was on the cab to the contest. The funny thing is that was my cleanest prelim routine ever, of all time. Whether I wanted to win, whether I didn't want to win, whether I practiced hard, whether I didn't practice hard, of all time, that was my cleanest prelim routine. At the time, I didn't really understand why or how it happened. You know, it's interesting. I actually thought it might have had something to do with the yo-yo. So I remember in 2019, I created a prototype that was very, very similar to the prototype I used to kind of crush that prelim routine. So in preparation for 2009 AP, inspired by how well I did in 2018, I decided to compete with a prototype that was very, very similar that would eventually become the Outlier 2. And I thought, all right, same yo-yo, I got this. I practiced really, really, really hard. I just said to myself, I have to qualify for preliminaries. I want to qualify for preliminaries, and I'm gonna put all my effort into this preliminary routine. If I make it to 3 minutes, that's fine, but all I wanna do is just make it past preliminaries. And I bombed. If I had hit that routine clean, I would have easily qualified, and I just made such a mess of it. I didn't even get to semifinals. To this day, I don't know what the secret sauce was in 2018, but my best guess, after having failed to recreate it in 2019, I know it wasn't singularly to do with the yo-yo. As much as I want to sell you guys the Outlier 2, that's not the answer. The answer wasn't the yo-yo. I thought it was, it's not. And I think what it boils down to is the fear of losing. 2018 in China, it was pretty much guaranteed that I was gonna bomb that prelim. I didn't expect to qualify. I ended up qualifying second because it was my cleanest prelim routine ever. 2019 AP, I was terrified of losing. Every time I thought of losing, I would push that thought violently outside of my head. More violently, it would come back into my mind. And I think that this would be the biggest tip I would give to you guys who are preparing for anything. Maybe you guys are on the eve of a big yo-yo competition that you've been preparing for months. And what I would say is this: when you feel the fear, feel the uncertainty of losing, of bombing, don't try to push it away. Just sit with it for a second. You don't have to accept it, but just sit with it for a second. Just entertain the thought, allow the worries to surface, and once you kind of hear what they have to say, accept them and just cast them aside. I don't know if mental preparation is going to help me with an Ironman when I'm underprepared, but someone I do draw a lot of inspiration from is David Goggins. I am by no means comparing myself to David Goggins, I'm just saying I'm inspired by him. But he was able to run 100 miles with no training. And if he's able to do that, maybe an iron distance triathlon with minimal training is within the realm of possibility. But we'll see. Alright, hopefully this vlog wasn't too boring for you guys. That's it from me.